Peace to the family. Peace to the family. All right. Peace to you and yours. This is that late night. You know what I'm talking about? This is that midnight oil right here. Uh, I'm on West Coast time, so you're gonna have to excuse me. But we just operate. It's different out here. We operating on a completely different clock. You know what I'm talking about? It's midnight out here, but I know it's 3 a.m. on the East Coast. So salute to everybody that is in the building tonight. Can I get a roll call? Let's get a roll call. Let's get a shout out going for everybody that's in the building. Hit them likes. Yeah, get those likes up. Let's get it in. Coming to North Carolina sooner than later. I'm coming to North Carolina, Colorado Springs, Indianapolis, the 317, Midwest in the building. Salute. Salute to you as well. Baltimore in the building. Crenshaw Boulevard is in the buildings. ATL West End. See, all of this is where I be at. London. Salute to London, to my UK massive across the pond. San Diego in the building. Salute to San Diego. Diego. Cincinnati, Ohio in the building. All right. What up, Dallas? Shout out to KT, the arts degree. Yeah. And this show is 420 friendly. Let's be clear. I'm in the city of Los Angeles. This show tonight is 420 friendly. And I know it's Hitler's birthday. We'll talk about that. But I'm talking about the marijuana. Okay? So don't get puritanical. I'm in ceremony mode. So, yeah. If we done with the shout-outs. That's right. I know you smoking. If it's 3:30, you better be smoking. That marathon OG. Oh, man. Let me tell you. They had grams for $5 out here of everything. Yeah, Blue is in Denver doing big things. Shout out to Blue with the Smoke and Grow Rich tour. Shout out to my brother, the brother Tyreek out of Georgia, okay, with the Smoke and Grow Rich from Destiny Grinds. Shout out to Coach Kayer. Shout out to Blue Pill. Sabir was also out there as well. They were in Denver, Colorado, where marijuana is legal at a tour, their tour stop called Smoke and Grow Rich. Smoke and Grow Rich. And it was powerful. You know what I mean? It opened up my brother's eyes to a industry that is basically at the beginning stages or at the genesis of becoming a multi-billion-dollar industry. And I don't belong to the mentality or the mindset of what we can't do and who can't. You always gonna find a nigga who slipped through on you can't niggas. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be the billionaire, or that'll be the millionaire that you're trying to emulate later on down the line. I'm not buying into no I can't, I nothing. Oh, marijuana is booming. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to sniff it out. You know what I'm talking about? They might not have opened the door for you, but, everybody is walking their own path. So don't ever judge yourself by what another person's failures or what their shortcomings may be, because that's not your journey. You know what I mean? You might have the skeleton key. Nigga, you might be the one. You might be Neo. Everywhere that you go, there's a key maker opening up the doors for you. There's nothing closed on you. You get whatever you want. So you can't compare yourself to everybody else. That's doing yourself a disservice. Yeah, I love giving the information. You know what I'm talking about? Tonight's episode, Saturn's Day in the city of Los Angeles. It's basically going to be a recap of this magnificent, mystical, right? Magnanimous week, not even week, the journey that I went on when I came down here to pay homage to Ermias, right? Ashmagan, right? Neighborhood Nip, okay? You know, Nip Hustle, coming down here to pay homage to the God, right? At the invite of his mother, okay? At the invite of his mother, whose video went viral, right? And in the video, you hear Red and Blue Pill, you know, and Mama Pill as well. You hear our names in that video. You know what I'm talking about? You know, in this world, there's always that 1 degree of separation. So at the invite of Mama Angelique, right? We answer that call. We answer, you know, we stand up, we stop everything that we're doing, and we make this pilgrimage in the name of the conscious community, right? In the name of the conscious community, not in the name of just Red and Blue Pill or Dr. Sabi's family or whatever, or Mama. No, representing the conscious community, because when we get there, there's only a handful of us that are there at the homegoing ceremony. There's Reza Islam, there's Wesley Muhammad, there's 19 Keys, Pop Darby, Red Pill, Blue Pill. And to be honest with you, that was it. From what I could recall, I might miss the 1 or 2 person, but that was it. There was nobody else representing, and the Nation of Islam was there, of course, super duper deep. But the Rolling 60s and the rest of the quote unquote street organizations who watch, listen to, respect, and look up to the scholars that are out there, they're not saying, you know what I'm talking about? They're not seeing the people who they look up to in these spaces, in these places and whatnot. And don't hit me with the, oh, I'm just behind the scenes and all of that. Nigga, please. The rallies in front of the marathon, you know, the get-togethers, you know, a lot of things, you know, being there to hold Mama Angelique down when all of the fanfare leaves, still being able to be the healing app. I'm just saying, like, so much magical stuff has taken place, and it all had to do with answering a call and being in the right place at the right time. You feel me? And like I said, I'll never be the same again. My life has changed for the better. Like I'm moving with a whole nother energy. You feel me? Like I'm moving with a whole nother energy because I seen what I needed to see. You know, just the whole thing. Like I can't sum it up. It's not just a funeral. It's not just a homegoing ceremony. It's the whole procession. It's everything. It's the gangs coming together. It's the 25-mile procession that took place. It's the fact that I seen this with Biggie Smalls and they did it again on the West Coast. It's the whole Messiah aspect of it. It's walking through seas. I'm talking about seas of people and being recognized and saluted and held up for the work that I'm out here doing. The work that me and my brother, my mother, my other brother KT, and the rest of the community. Because I'm not separating myself from my community and the work that we all put in. You know, people is like, yo, you be in consciousness, seeing once again, and I'm showing the family when we do these videos in the streets, consciousness don't have no face, doesn't have an outfit, there's no look to it. It's an energy, it's a frequency, and you cannot be a dictator, or you cannot dictate who possesses it. Cause niggas is people who look like straight killers. and they running up like, yo, Red Pill was popping. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all out here in the jungle, my niggas. Like, I respect that. Keep doing what you doing. Always know that y'all good. Red and blue. We heard Farrakhan say it. We got you. You know what I mean? Like, our people are powerful. Don't ever underestimate. Don't ever try to, don't, if you only hear about certain people or certain organizations or certain individuals or just certain states, only from what you hear in the news or what you hear, you know what I mean, like from the media, you may be doing yourself a disservice because, like I said before, we all are walking our own spiritual path. Like his mother said, like Mama Angelique said, that we are spiritual beings, right? Having a human experience. You see how you can utilize people such as her as a reference point when you're breaking certain things down, because she embossed that on the minds of millions of people around the world, that our people are thinking on that frequency, because quiet is kept. That's the frequency that the majority of the developed world is moving on. And you call them the undeveloped world, but they're moving on similar frequencies where they're talking about not being afraid of death, where they're talking about embracing what you are afraid of, which is the inevitable, which is what is you're gonna be celebrating tomorrow, eating them goddamn chocolate bunnies and whatnot, running around trying to find colored eggs. You feel me? That's resurrection. That's death. You dig what I'm saying? And as a Scorpio being out here in the city of Los Angeles in the West, where the three kings have been laid to rest, you feel me? It just is hitting differently. Like I'm seeing things completely different. But this is what we gotta overstand. And she broke that spell on a global stage. It's one thing to hear it on YouTube and people talk about it, and you hear people, dropping the information at the water cooler, but to be on that grand stage in that homegoing ceremony and that coronation of a king. Who are the three kings? I'll get to that in 1 minute. To see her standing on that, and because this was the coronation of the third king, and basically she's the queen, you know what I mean, who gave birth to the king, and she laid it all out on some Game of Thrones shit and broke a lot of spells. All right. Not only did she ease our pain, but she put us back on code. She put us back on the frequency. She put us back in our right minds, because a lot of our minds were not in the right place. A lot of our minds were all over the place. She put us back on our frequency, back on the code, back in alignment. And it would only, and Mama has the last word. She has the power in any situation that where the Masons or my son is involved, because it's usually my son, it's usually the mother's son, the widow's son that's involved in these massacres and things of that nature, or things that make that makes the mother weep. So it's usually her sons that are getting caught up in whatnot. So it's her last word. It's what she says. If she says go to war, then war it is. If she says bring peace, then peace it is. If she says this what it is and calm down, and I want y'all to be centered, and I want you to focus on his legacy. I'm going to tell you verbatim what she said, because I don't have the opportunity. Me personally, I'm not at the level of being an opportunist where I'll turn cameras on when the lady is speaking and just go live and then put her out there like that without her permission. You feel me? So we got permission from her to film her when she was breaking, we had she came to our healing workshop. We had a healing pop-up with Laura Vanderpool on Wednesday in a beautiful loft in downtown LA. And Mama Angelique came there for healing. And we stopped everything that we were doing and we administered healing. And it was what time did we left there? Like 1 a.m. It was supposed to be over at 9, and we all left at 1 a.m. smiling, happy, and it was just in alignment with what this whole mission is about. bringing the solutions, bringing healing, right? And also getting information, but from mouth to ear. But from mouth to ear. The way that real investigations and the way that real information collection the way that real intelligentsia supposed to actually move. Where you gain the trust of somebody and then that person is able to go mouth to ear and let you know some things that you need to know. So at the end of the day, this whole campaign is about healing at the end of the day. We recognize the Messiah in Ermias, right? Ascension Protocol, talk black to me. We recognize the Messiah. We recognize the Blackamoor Messiah. We recognize the Blackamoor Messiah in Ermias. God will rise, right? Because what did he do? He made us shed tears. How is he not a Messiah and he had your overtly Christianized grandmother crying crocodile tears? How did he have your mother who don't even listen to rap music, let alone the face of the rolling 60s? How did he have her pouring tears and she didn't even cry when Princess died? She don't cry for nothing. All of our tear ducts are calcified. We're desensitized. We've been dehumanized, and as a result of World Star and the internet and other little things, and living in killing fields and war zones, a lot of us are still suffering from post-traumatic slave disorder. We're still shell-shocked, amongst other things, right? So we don't get a chance to heal. We don't even get a chance to cry. We don't get a chance to even direct that pain and redirect that pain and utilize it for positivity or for helping somebody or for upliftment in the way that a master alchemist would be able to basically, manipulate that energy, okay? On some airbender shit, like on some, being able to take that energy and turn it into something positive. Because remember, that shit turns into cancer. You understand? It turns into dis-ease when it's not utilized or when it's not disseminated or when you're not able to take that pain and you're not able to ground it, when you don't practice Reiki or you don't practice grounding or you don't practice breathing or you don't practice sun gazing or you don't practice a lot of things that's dealing with removing what it is that we hold on to, and that builds up in your abdomen and that builds up in other places, and that infection and that like I said, it's cancerous. So we have to learn how to deal with all of the pain that we absorb just by having melanin, living in a reality or living in this quote unquote holographic reality, whatever it may be. We live in a dualistic reality. We live in a dualistic planet. This planet is dualistic in nature. Okay, the dualism is one of the governing laws of Hermes or Hermaeus, like Hermes or Hermes. You feel me? So the Hermaeus or the Hermes Trismegistus, and we call Nip Hermaeus Cryptmegistus. Talk black to me. Cryptmegistus. So what we see when we look at this brother right here, and why we saying that he is showing us what a Messiah looks like in these modern day times, Okay. Oh, yeah, let me go back to that point about the Matrix hologram. Even though we may live in what is known as a holographic universe, we live on a planet where the dualistic nature rules this planet. So there's a dualism in everything. There's dualism and there's, you know what I'm saying, there's the law of dualism or the law of duality, and there's also the law of genders. So there's everything male and female. There's cold and hot, left and right. Okay? A dog's natural enemy is a cat. A cat's natural enemy or a rat's natural enemy is a cat. You know, there's natural opposition, there's antagonists and protagonists, there's dualistic nature. So this planet has dualistic structures to it. So if you find yourself as a race, you should immediately want to identify if you live in a dualistic society and there's another race that has historically been your antagonist, they've historically been your opposite, they've historically been your opponent, they've historically been the dualistic aspect of what dualism is, then why the hell are we wasting our time, our energy, our brain cells, you understand, our bandwidth, and our goddamn internet trying to convince people of what the fuck this shit is, and you supposed to know what it is. We supposed to be light years ahead in our diatribe, our conversation, and even our planning and our philanthropy. You understand? Our philanthropy. You feel me? You know, our visionary philanthropy, our social entrepreneurship. If we did not waste time in this community ego tripping, you understand? Rebel rousing, agent provocateurism, COINTELPRO propagandizing, you understand? We could realize and pay attention that the majority of the people could have been doing everything that this man is doing, is doing. Because he's gonna do it a million times right now. 100 monkey theory is in full effect. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. But he's going to multiply. He's a messianic messiah. Okay? We don't have to qualify anything with Pope Francis. That nigga's kissing the feet of people out of the Kush kingdom. How about it? Light up on 420. Where's your Kush at? We're going to have a smoke break. You don't got to explain the black messiah to nobody that's not from the black messiah's tribe. Okay? We're going to have this conversation. We're going to qualify this man for who he is. Blue Pill is doing something on Easter Sunday, tomorrow. I'm just warming this shit up. Yeah, that part. And you could go and check out Ascension Protocol, and you could go and check out Brother Rich's channel, and you could go and check out the Melanin Mondays and the Third Eye Thursday that I've been doing ever since this whole situation has taken place, and see all of the breadcrumbs and, you know, all of the Easter eggs and all of the prophecy that has been taking place just in this short amount of time. And here I am. You feel me? This is synchromysticism in real time. This is synchromysticism. Blue is going to go live on this channel tomorrow, right? He's going to be doing an Easter presentation where he's going to qualify everything. You think I'm going in? You think I'm not going in because I can't step on his toes. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm not even going in. I gotta let him do the motherfucking, he gonna do the dirty work. He gonna ride, he gonna slide and put in that work on Easter Sunday. I'm just opening up the gates. So look out for that. Make sure y'all hit the notification, all of that fly shit. Whatever y'all need to do at this point, I'm, you know, niggas is grown. I'm not telling nobody what to do. You know what to do to get the notification, okay? And he won't be on West Coast time. He'll be on East Coast time. But he's going to go in. But this group of people who oppose us, right? We understand who they are. We should understand who they are and what they stand for, and understand that they have a purpose. And by understanding what their purpose is, you could define what your purpose is in a much more efficient, in a much more stronger foundational way. So we don't have to answer any of you niggas questions, and we could get this show on the road and do what needs to be done and begin to build up the goddamn fort and build up the neighborhoods and build up the communities and build these families back up. And let's just build up these businesses and let's just build up these banks. You understand? And let's build up some tanks and let's connect with other people who are building and begin to build. There's not a shortage of building taking place around the world. The only thing that's stagnant, that's not building, and it has the potential to build islands and cities and countries, is this black nation in America right now. It's our people. We're not moving. If we're moving, and that's beautiful that we are moving, because there is some movement. Mind you, there is movement. But the potential of the movement that's going to take place when there's some form of unity, when there's some form of organization, when there's some form of cohesion taking place, it's going to start at the street level, and it's already moving. It's already went and moved in that direction. It already locked in. There's unification principles that have already locked in. Ascension protocol. So when the Messiah goes up, he does what? You know that there's a Messiah, because if they kill a Messiah, if they martyr a man, right? You see how they've been out here killing all of these young black men and whatnot? If they martyr a man and that man is the Messiah, then that Messiah will become larger than life, because now he's been martyred and now he becomes an immortal. And if he has the messianic principles of the Messiah that they're writing about is predicted to come this year, and if the 400-year curse, that the ADOS should be doing white papers, you know what I mean? There needs to be more emphasis on the 400-year curse, the 2019, a Jubilee year, what it means biblically, and how can you use that in ecclesiastical law, and how could you push that in the court of law to push your case through before the end of the Jubilee, and come with the receipts at the end of the Jubilee. Imagine if we were all at the table for 400 years, and now it's the time to give Europeans, or the people who have been the enslavers of said descendants, slaves, who, then God damn it, let's give them a receipt. Let's give them a receipt. This is the time to qualify if your Messiah has risen. This is the time to qualify if you have a Messiah, so you could fit the messianic motherfucking biblical, rabbinical passages, the prophecy that they talking about. You gotta fit the motherfucking shoe. So is it Saint Nip or is it not? Huh? Is it Saint Nip or isn't it? Because we could show you how it is. Tupac of the generation. Tupac of his generation. Talk black to me. Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness. His mother said, go to the Karras Center. I was there tonight with Ajra Kwesi, and Mama Angelique was there too. Mama Angelique had a lot to say at tonight's Karras Center with Baba Ajra Kwesi. In this conversation, she talked about certain people who, she went a little deeper into the involvement and who's behind her son's assassination. So, it was deep tonight. But the Karras, you go into Coptic, go into the Ethiopian religion, go and look up the Christos, go and figure this out. So we're talking about Christ consciousness. We're not saying your beloved Jesus Christ. You can have your Caesar Bourgeois. We're talking Christos, Christ consciousness. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Christ consciousness. The archangel Michael Jackson, the archangel, they arched him with Leaving Neverland. They turned him into an archangel. Michael is an archangel. Okay? You know? So the example that a gang member, he's not a banger, a gang member of a very, very well-known violent street gang, an organization nonetheless though, a set, right? A set, a family, an organization nonetheless, a set. The same way that you got teams out there, the same way that you got, you know, you got posses, you got gangs, you got families, you know what I mean? You got crime families, you got syndicates, you know what I mean? You got sets. These are groups of individuals who are, you know, living on the underworld of the culture. So this man rose above his circumstances. He rose above the description that people put on him as being a gang member that is an active gang banger and whatnot. And what did he evolve into? In real time, you know what I'm saying? In real time, because I don't think we need too many more descriptions. Go and look at his flow chart. There's a flow chart with a halo around him, and it's basically showing you all of the businesses that he was invested in and all of the investments that he was involved in, as well as the multitude of projects that he had his hand in. And these are multiple projects that are socially entrepreneurship projects. All of these projects, the majority of said projects were anchored in the category of what I shared this with the family in the lecture, Facts Initiative, and also the evolution will be digitized. I did it in 2014, okay? And I spoke about, in conscious industry as well, I spoke about social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship, not charities, not 501c3, social entrepreneurship. Doing entrepreneurship endeavors in your neighborhood, outside your neighborhood, outside the country, but doing it for social good, having a social cause attached to it. So that is what he did, and he exemplified what was known as he crescent what is known as Crip culture. He brought it all the way full circle, like this ring light. You understand? Community revolution in progress. It's in progress. You know, like how you gotta wait for your porn to buffer? Shit is in progress. It's progressing. It's buffering. You know what I'm talking about? The revolution is in progress. He brought it full circle. So we're back to where we started again. Community revolution in progress. He exemplified that. He wore that. You understand? He was that in the flesh. He goes down as a Crip god. He goes down as an immortal in the hip hop culture. He's etched onto the stones. There's three kings that were laid in the West. That's Biggie Smalls, that's Tupac Shakur, and that's Nipsey Hussle. The quote unquote, that is a revelation. That is a prediction. That's a prophecy that has been fulfilled. That is a prophecy that has been fulfilled. Yeah, he was about to build a resort with Richard Branson in the Vegas desert. They're going ahead to build this resort. Big moves, I tell you. He just got management by Rock Nation. And you know, whenever the big homie Jay-Z wraps his arms around you, you know what I'm talking about? He's gonna make moves that a regular management or a regular label or a regular management team or whatever can never do. They don't have the kind of reach, they don't have the kind of pull, and they damn sure don't have the kind of name that Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, has as Rock Nation. We could put the Illuminati shit to the side for a minute. We're talking about a label, a successful label that's not even functioning as the older model of a label. This label is attached to Live Nation, which is a concert venue apparatus. You understand? And this label, Rock Nation, has Rihanna, Kanye West, Jay Electronica, J. Cole, Jay Z, and they have management. Meek Mill. Um, it's a whole gang of people that they manage. You understand? A whole gang of people. They were managing uh, the god Ermias. So, you know, yeah, I think they manage Nas. Like they manage a lot of artists, and what they're doing with these artists, but besides, what the conspiracy theorists may say, having sex parties and stuff, everybody's so intrigued about people's sexual activities and proclivities. No, these artists are selling albums. These artists are establishing brands. These artists are basically moving in their career. So there's a form of negotiations, or there's a form of deal making that's taking place at that label that's making their artists basically do what needs to be done. Okay. Now the whole Kanye thing, that's yeah, that's the anomaly. You know what I mean? That's the sunken place thing. You know what I'm talking about? That was the casualty of that war. But it is what it is. I'm just giving you the breakdown. I'm not being biased. I'm giving you the breakdown of what that label is without adding all of the extra additives about how I feel and what I think and all of that. No, this is a successful label. Okay. But there's gonna be some things that we're gonna look into. Donald Trump was in LA the weekend that Nipsey Hussle got murdered. Donald Trump was in LA the weekend of the assassination of Nipsey Hussle. Um, don't believe anything that you hear coming from the LAPD at all. You know, um, like I said, everything is to be taken with a grain of salt. You know, um, and the family needs to be protected at all costs, at all times. You understand? At all times. And everything that was in effect prior to this is still in effect. There's an opposite. You have an op. You have people who are opposing you, who are trying to basically keep you in a certain mind state, keep you in a certain category, keep you in a certain tax bracket, keep you in a certain place, because they don't feel comfortable when you're outside of that space, because they have a fear of the Messiah that's within you. You know what I'm talking about? They have a fear of the messianic force that you possess. You know what I'm talking about? But we're gonna get into, like I said, I'm in investigation mode. I'm in investigation mode. And I'm mature enough to even admit if I was wrong about certain things. But I'm in investigation mode. I'm taking what I heard. I'm taking certain things that was told to me, and it was told to me in confidentiality. You know what I'm saying? Certain things were told in confidentiality, so I have to honor that. But please understand that I'm on top of a lot of things, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, this trip has been life changing. All kind of doors opening up, all kind of things revealing itself. Just all kind of revelations, like, you know what I'm saying? And just being in this energy, this healing energy, being inside of that stadium and seeing the Bloods and the Crips bonding, locking arms, You know what I'm saying? Seeing that was it was monumental. Hearing Farrakhan drop that them gems about the red and blue star Kachina, which you need to go and look up, because the red and blue star Kachina is the Hopi prophecies. Okay, the red and blue star Kachina is the Hopi prophecies, and that talks about the uh, the coming prophecies of the end time. Was this my top 5 trip? This is in my top 3 of my trips. This would be in my top 3, definitely. You know what I'm saying? This would be in my top 3. Um, there was a situation where I went to Nipsey's store, right? This was like this was the marathon store where all of the candles was at, right? And I remember going there one night. This was right after, was he buried already? I don't, yeah, he was already buried, right? And there was this eerie feeling. It was this eerie feeling over there. It felt so eerie that, when you ever start shaking inside of your body, like if you get real cold and you start shaking inside, like it wasn't cold, but my spirit was like making my body shake, and I didn't know what it was. Come to find out, his mother said that she got in touch with a medium. Well, a medium got in touch with her, and the medium was channeling Nipsey, and Nipsey was telling her that he was upset because because when he got when the assassination took place, so many, nobody, they didn't clean up the crime scene. Like his mother told us that the police, they wasn't doing any work on the crime scene. They didn't have any yellow tape like that. They didn't pick up any of the shell casings. They were saying that they were completely, um, you know, they were completely negligent on the crime scene. So nobody cleaned the blood up off the ground. So he was irritated. The spirit was irritated because he said that his blood was on the ground all of this time and it was not cleaned up. You understand? It wasn't cleaned up. So in the spirit, and when you, if anybody knows anything about the spirit realm, when the spirit is making its ascension and it's making its ascension out of the quote unquote this physical plane and into the spirit realm, there are certain things that can hold it back. There's certain things that can have it in a state of, you know, disarray, and that's one of the things. So Mama Angelique and a few of the sisters from the women's circle, they went there and got some bleach, and they washed it off, they cleaned it off and whatnot. And I went back the other day, and the energy felt so serene, so powerful. You feel me? So powerful, so calm. And it was at that point that I knew that the trip was over. You feel me? I was like, now it's time that I could leave. I could wrap it up because I didn't feel like when I was feeling that energy, it wasn't because of that I stayed or anything, but it just felt like this wasn't over yet. So I just went there the other day, I'm talking about, and it was the full moon. We went on the full moon and we brought candles. It was the full moon and whatnot. So we took advantage of that full moon energy, you know what I'm saying? I did some little affirmations and whatnot, just pay homage to the God. But the energy there was just, it was right. It was right. So, it feels like that ascension. The brother his spirit is easy, It's easy. There was a tornado that ran through the goddamn right before the day before we got to LA. Right, the funeral was on Thursday. A tornado hit that area, tore down a whole bunch of palm, like the palms off the palm trees. You know, so that's that energy, yo. That's that energy. You feel me? That's that energy, bro. So I'm just letting y'all know. Don't play no games. Use this example. This brother, the reason why we say messianic and a blackamoor Messiah, right? Look, just his lineage alone qualifies him as a blackamoor. He's an Eritrean. You feel me? Like the Eritreans, that's royal blood. That's royal blood. That's the Coptics. You know what I'm talking about? That's the original Jew. That's the original Jews. You feel me? That's the Semitics. That's the original ones. They the chosen people. He's the Messiah from that end, from the Jewish side. Remember, he's a Coptic, right? Then you got his mother's side. His mother, she's Creole. You seen grandma, his grandmother. Those are Creole. Those are Southern women. Those are Creole women, though. You feel me? So, you know, the brother had two worlds. He had both continents, both sides of it. He's a real African American. You know what I'm talking about? He fits the bill. He's a real African American. So in the Jubilee year, on the 400th year of a curse that they said is coming to an end, right? Walk with me. In the Jubilee year 2019 of a 400-year curse that they said started in 1619, here we have a man by the name of Ermaeus, God will rise, who gets martyred, assassinated by the Romans, and somebody who they may have paid 70 shillings of silver to. But this is definitely Babylon. This is the Romans. This is Rome. This is Rome. This is Rome's work. They had black Romans in Rome too. You understand? Rome was a cosmopolitan society. They had Romans of all shapes, sizes, creeds, colors, and backgrounds. They had a lot of black Romans that was putting in work. So these are niggas that's in Rome living like Romans. Anytime that if you're gonna front on the Messiah, on the Messianic one, on the Christos, on Jesus the Christ, because it's Jesus the Christ. The Christ is a title. And that nigga was Judas. Eric Holder was Judas. So even in, like, what was it, in 300, they show that motif in many of the stories and mythos that y'all like. That was the Judas. You know what I'm saying? He was the Judas, and he crossed him. You know what I mean? This is biblical. This is a mythos. We've read this before. We've seen this before. We've been through this before. Many of us who are here who have incarnated, nigga, run the tape. It's the same story again and again. And his ascension signifies his greatness. You know what I'm saying? His ascension signifies his greatness. His mother she is great. He comes from greatness. And it's just that simple. We all come from greatness. Not every single one of us, but we all come from greatness. And it's just that simple. We need to embrace that. And by embracing it, and by doing and following your path, following your heart's desire, if you really love your people and you want them to do better, you're going to improve upon their condition and your actions and the things that you do with the resources that you have availability to. Right? You know what I'm saying? So if you got the ability to make some things happen, then make it happen. The brother showed you. He made it happen with his face card, and he made it happen. And he made it happen with his with the resources that he was able to have. He was investing his money, his show money, I'm sure, his album sales, and other money that he had into his endeavors, into his businesses, and into his dreams. Something that all of us can do. He even his brother said at the homegoing ceremony that when they were offered the opportunity to get the parking lot, they had to scramble up the money because it just wasn't laying around. Now, what does that mean? What does that tell you? That tells you that it wasn't like he was balling out of control with a whole bunch of expendable money just laying around. He got it out the mud like the next man could get it out the mud. He got it out the mud like you just got it out the mud to pay your phone bill, your goddamn rent, your child support, your sneaker addiction, whatever it is. He got it out the mud the same way. So he's that's an inspiration. That's a role model. That's something to aspire to. He got face tats. He's banging in the gang. He's the anti-hero. This is the age of the anti-hero. What are you talking about? This is the age of the anti-Christ. This is the age of the anti-hero. This is the age of the quote-unquote, everything that you thought was the hero or the hero is going to be completely turned upside down. This is the merger of set and hero. Rep your set, right? You know what I'm talking about? Rep your set. You know what I'm saying? So this is that balance. This is that balance. You're going to judge somebody because they got face tats. You're going to judge somebody because they got cornrows. You're going to judge somebody because of their affiliation with a group of individuals who they really probably needed to be affiliated with in order to survive in the killing fields where they come from. You know what I'm talking about? Where people, you gotta line yourself up with some kind of force or some kind of protection or some kind of group of brothers who love you that are gonna ride for you and protect you and fight with you or fight for you or fight if you're, you know what I mean, and fight for your rights or fight to get you out of jail. Shit. Where the hell you niggas gonna get that kind of loyalty to Boy Scouts? You know what I'm talking about? You can't get that out of your homeboy that you play video games with. Them niggas is not built like that. You're not gonna get it from the homie at the water cooler. They want your job, they want your girl, they want your car. You know what I'm saying? Where you gonna get it from? Where you gonna get it from? You better form you a fraternal order. You know what I'm saying? The same way that niggas is in the Masons, they in fraternal orders, the FOP, Fraternal Order Police. That's the same way some of these people are in these street organizations. Now, I'm not on this live right here trying to tell you anybody on this planet to join a street organization. That is not what I'm telling you. So let's be clear. This is the disclaimer. I'm speaking about the people who are in those organizations who made the conscious decision and a conscious choice to join an organization. I'm giving those individuals a better perspective about where the fuck they're at in those organizations and what it is that they could be thinking about and doing. I'm just putting on a pair of glasses because I'm aware that a lot of people in those organizations listen to these videos. You know what I'm talking about? And they need help too. Nigga, the motherfucking Nipsey Hussle's funeral was a Crip commercial. You understand what I'm talking about? That shit was a Crip, that was the Crip ceremony. Nigga, the President of the United States, number 44, opened it up, giving Crips love. Remember, the Crips got healed in that stadium that day in Staples Center. You're talking about a group of individuals who have been at war for longer than a lot of niggas been alive. They got love in that stadium. They got healing in that stadium. Everybody that got up there was talking to them, to their heart chakra. Everybody that got up there was trying to heal them. They got healing in that stadium that day because Nip is not here anymore. Nip is not here anymore. Nip was in a casket. The people who were alive was the rolling 60s. They had 6,000 tickets for the whole goddamn left section. I was on the floor. All of this whole shit was just the stadium. All of the seats was all around us. They had the whole section on lock. And then the floor was when Black Sam said what he said, if I die today, at least I did it for at least I made the gang proud. No, at least I made the set proud. My nigga, that whole shit erupted. So they was getting a medicine. You understand? They was getting medicine. Sometimes people need that, bro. Who am I to say who the fuck is worthy of some healing? Who's worthy of medicine? Because they needed that. It was some healing. I seen healing taking place in that building on monumental scales, bro. You heard? We could get to all of the other stuff in another video. Right now, I'm recapping the LA trip. I'm recapping I'm in the city of Los Angeles on Saturn's day, right before the fucking Easter Bunny. You know what I'm talking about? On 420, on Hitler's birthday. But also the same day you niggas like to light up. Let me see if we got anything rolled up. Cause, God damn it. I always wanted to do this. I'm in LA. Shit is legal. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no more left, but this is some high powered shit. I think this is moon rocks. It's some high powered right here. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like, you know. Brother Blue Pill, like I said, will be here tomorrow. You know, we've been here for over an hour. You know what I'm talking about? We've been here for about an hour. It's been fun. You know, we just chopping it up. So somebody said I'm more LA than NYC. You know? Look, this is the thing about LA that I like. There's a lot of creatives out here. And if anybody knows Red Pill, you know that I'm a stickler for the creative shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big on creatives and whatnot. And I'm finding out that a lot of them have relocated to the California region and things of that nature. You know, I'm New York to the heart. I'm New York to the core. You know, I there's nothing that I could do to take the New York off of me. But New York is known, we navigators, you know what I'm talking about? So we take our show on the road a lot. You know, we go around the world. You could go to Bangladesh, nigga. It's a nigga from New York out there, specifically Brooklyn. He out there selling something. You know what I'm saying? Please believe it. You could go with Elon Musk to Mars. It's a nigga, remember Mission to Mars? My dude was on Mars, Don Cheadle, nigga. You go to Mars, it's a nigga from Brooklyn that look like Don Cheadle on Mars already. Brooklyn niggas is everywhere. So, you know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna be back out here real soon. Um, like I said, we had a very successful event at the Loft, which is called the Center, LA, downtown Los Angeles, with the sister Laura Vanderpool, who is also known as the Goddess of Green. We had a wonderful gathering. We're gonna be doing that again when we come back to LA. We're also gonna bring, Mama Pill back to Cali. You feel me? We got a lot of things in the woodworks. So, yeah. Yeah, I fucks with LA. You know what I'm saying? LA fucks with red. I fuck with LA. You heard Farrakhan. He said when the red and the blue star pop up, nigga, it's on. Nigga, the red and the blue star popped up. Fuck is you talking about? Nigga, we're here. We're the Kachina. The red and blue star Kachina. Nigga, we popped up. Let's go. The city will never be the same again. How about that? How about I could tell my children, where were you at when Nipsey hustled? Nigga, I was right there. Nigga, I seen it, cuz. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Like, we did a pop-up for technology, right? Because this is how you keep the marathon going, right? Because what do they say in the African traditional system? The best way to hold up the ancestors, if somebody died, they the ancestor. So the best way to hold up an ancestor is to keep their name alive and you edify their works, meaning that you finish their works. If anything happens to me tomorrow, family, I need you to finish my work. This is my work. I have the Facts Initiative, right? Which is a solution-based problem-solving disruptor slash, monumental. It's just it's just a piece of work, right? It's a masterpiece. I need you to finish that work because that's a solution-based imperative. It's an initiative that's going to bring about a lot of social change, right? I need my documentary done the right way. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? I need all of my lectures turned into books and whatnot. I need all of my videos where I was on my prophetic shit chopped up. And you know what I mean? You niggas just go in and give me my treatment. I need a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I need a lot of things. So that's what this whole shit shows me. Like, go seeing that homegoing ceremony, how they had, like, nigga, if I'm not buried like that, I don't want to be buried. So we got to figure this out right now. I'm about to find out how much that shit costs. Those kind of ceremonies, and that's what we finna do. That's what we finna do. Cause if my videos could do 20,000 in one day, goddamn it, 20,000 fit the Staples Center. Just the people who watch the video could show up for that day, whatever. But we need that kind of treatment. Live your life to the fullest every day like it's your last. You understand? Don't ask permission to be great. Don't run away from your neighborhood and neglect it because you're the only one that's going to bring it back to the heights that it once was at. Learn to invest in people who look like you, especially the young ones amongst you, because they need computers, they need safe spaces, they need 3D printers, they need Oculus Rift glasses, they need to learn about virtual, they need to learn about augmented reality. You need workspaces in all of your hoods. You need to turn these bandos and these dope houses and these little, rinky-dink properties that everybody buying up, turn them into learning centers, turn them into workspaces, turn them into incubators and accelerators. These are the things that we need. We need more smart stores. We actually need a smart city. You understand? We need more wearable tech. We need all of these things. We need more coders in our community. We need more hackathons. These are the things that we need immediately, right now. If you want to edify Nipsey Hussle, then that's what you do because that's what he was telling you to do. He was adamant about that. So what did we do? We did a pop-up at a spot called Crypto Blockchain Plug. Crypto Blockchain Plug. They're in Inglewood. A sister and her husband and another sister doing monumental things. You could go and look them up. Crypto, blockchain, plug. We did a blockchain pop-up to talk about the blockchain, to talk about crypto, to talk about all things dealing with what Nipsey was talking about with his marathon. You understand? The victory lap. You know what I'm talking about? That crypto, that blockchain, tapping into the future. So we did a pop-up standing room only. We put the flyer out one day, standing room only. Standing room only. Mad people pulled up. 19 Keys was speaking. A Rashid was speaking. Billionaire PA was speaking. Red Pill, Blue Pill was speaking. Who else? Darren Henson, an actor, he was speaking. His godmother, she's a spiritualist to the stars. I gotta remember her name. She was speaking. There was so many people who came out. We got Hollywood actors doing lectures with us, pop-ups. I'm talking about one day, family. We put the flyer out one day, and it was all standing room. It was popping. So these are the things that you know we're doing with our time. These are the things that we're doing with our influence and whatnot. Because why not use our influence to bring a lot of people to come out, right? And at the end of the day, it's not even about it's not even about us. It's about the people who came out meeting each other. Cause that's what we did at the event. We say, yo, identify what your superpower is, what's your gift and your talent, and gave them the microphone, and they was able to talk about what it is that they have, what it is that they do talent wise. Then we was like, introduce yourself to your neighbor. So we got to learn how to network, trust each other, communicate effectively, not from a lower self place, not from a place where we're being manipulative and trying to use people and whatnot. We got to be more sincere, and just focus on having better character. And I'm saying that to myself as well. You feel me? And more integrity, because that's going to be the glue of any organization. Remember, that's what organizations harp on. You go into the mafia with a bad reputation or with a bad character, nigga, they're gonna Joe Pesci you. You know what I'm talking about? You go into the mafia undisciplined, nigga, they gonna Joe Pesci you. You go into the motherfucking you go into the what's that? The Yakuza. You go into the Yakuza undisciplined, they gonna Joe Pesci you. You go in there doing anything that you want to do and not listening to some kind of motherfucking pecking order or some kind of authority. They're gonna beat you with bats. You go into any of these street organizations that are organized. Mind you, there's unorganized crime and there's organized. So you go into those places and you act up, or you don't follow protocol. You try to do it. You try to do it the only way that you want to do it. That's not how things are done. This planet that we are inhabiting, this shit follows laws. So what make you think that you can't follow laws, or you're not supposed to follow laws, or you're above the law? You understand? You feel me? This planet obeys universal laws and the hermetic principles and things of that nature. So who the fuck are you? I don't get it. This is for Nip. This is for neighborhood. I'm gonna put this in the air for Nip. I'm talking about on 420. He was into that weed real heavy. That was his thing. Yeah. We're gonna burn that in a minute. On the outside on the porch. But yeah. Yeah, yeah. You know, we're gonna wrap this up. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna wrap this up. You know, you already know what it is. It's Salute Saint Nip. It's Ascension Protocol. It's the American Gods. That lecture is coming soon. It's Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. It's Law 44. It's all of that. You know what I'm talking about? It's all of that. So, you know, it is what it is. But this whole trip was very, very exciting. I'm probably going to be talking about it for a while. Get used to it. You know, I'm moving with a purpose. Please don't get in my way. You feel me? Please don't get in my way. I really don't. It's a lot of suicidal people out there. Niggas jump in front of trains every day, B. You know what I'm saying? Niggas jump in front of trains every day. But I'm just begging you, like, please don't jump in front of this train. Don't do it to yourself. You know what I mean? Peace is the order of the day. Because you know, like I said before, if the streets is unifying, doesn't that mean that the smart niggas should be unifying? Doesn't it mean that the deep niggas supposed to unify? If the streets come together, the savages, the killers, you feel me? The bangers, the people who bang bang. You know what I mean? That's all they know. They grew up bang bang. They grew up gang gang. They grew up and they was fed Scooby snacks. The food that the Gerber, the baby food that they was fed was hating this other nigga that's wearing another color. These guys are shaking hands and burying hatchets. So, in retrospect, 2019, the end of what they said is the curse on the quote unquote slaves or the descendants of the slaves, according to biblical prophecy, right? The streets, the people who are in the gutter, are saying, yo, we want to put our differences to the side because we're being inspired to think about ownership, to think about bossing up, to think about joining forces, to think about unity. Yet and still, at the same time, during the same epoch and era and age, you have a group of individuals who are accredited for their intelligence. You understand? Their wit, their humor, right? Their personality, and a few other things. These people compromise a community called the conscious community or woke niggas. You know what I'm saying? The stay woke folk. Whatever you want to call it, Black Twitter, whatever you want to call it. These people can't even sit at the table and even agree to an agenda. Let alone, there's no peace because it's not like there's blood libel. It's not like, you know, people have been burying other people because one person killed them. One person from one organization did a drive-by at the tofu bar. You know what I mean? That's not what's going on. So it's not blood beef. It's not like niggas got generational, because I saw generations of Crips at the funeral. Fifth generation. I'm talking about great grandfather, straight with the gangster suit on. They got beefs that span generations. So if they could get it, if they could find a way, right? And they got blood libel. I'm talking about blood libel. Fathers. You got dudes who grew up with no father. They murked his dad, and you looking at the nigga's son who murked your dad. You gonna murk him. These people, they're able to put it behind them. So you got people with ideological differences, right? Ideological differences. They think differently, or they worship a different God. These individuals won't even consider sitting down with each other and doing something, because if they were, it would already been done. What is that? What is it going to take for that community to begin to get to form and come together and get with the streets and get with the hood and get with the foot soldiers? You feel me? And get with the army that's out there. It's an army, navy, and marines. Nigga, they out there. You see them. What is it gonna take? I wonder. Because that's getting when that happens is Avengers Endgame. When that happens, it's because it ain't that many people left anyway. It's Avengers Endgame. Nigga, Thanos snap already happened. It's not a lot of niggas left in the community as it is. You feel me? The shit been cut in it been cut in half and carved up a few times. So it ain't even like it's a whole bunch of people. It's been Thanos snapped. Nigga, it's a handful of niggas on a last poster, right? Like the Avengers movie. It's only a handful of them niggas left. They trying to get the old crew back. So the handful of people that's left, they fragmented. How that's gonna work? So nobody can ever speak about the power that you've seen in this community or the power that's emanating from the picture that you brothers are taking on Instagram. Because to be honest with you, there is a lot of power out here that's being captured, but the potential power that exists is enormous. There's a potential out here. There's a potential that is the formula that could create a potential alternate universe or alternative reality that can automatically change just like that in a blink of an eye. The same thing that they were talking about, that Garvey was talking about, that if you niggas get on code, if you get it together, you can change in 24 hours. Noble Drew Ali said that as well. If you get on code, if you figure this shit out, if you crack this, if you get this cheat code, and it's not difficult, it has no difficulty whatsoever. It is only in your agreement. It is only in the fact that you are willing to do something different than what you've been doing and getting the same results. That's it. You don't have to shed no blood, nigga. No chickens will be harmed in this demonstration, okay? You could leave your fucking rooster in the cupboard or wherever you got them niggas. Nothing has to be harmed. You don't even have to open up a mango. All you niggas got to do is decide to just say, I'm going to just work together for a week or a day or a fucking hour, right? Put $1 million together for a project or for some fucking nigga. Go on, you niggas at least get yourselves an hour and do a telethon and raise some funds. You feel me? Raise some funds for a project, for a purpose, for something, for a barrel coming from China or whatever you can think of. Just get together for fucking an hour. Put all of your egos in a basket and just do something. Form Voltron and figure and find out. Because everybody's great on their own. but come together for one time. Because this big bad behemoth that you niggas call white supremacy, that nigga stays with his fist up your ass and you do nothing about it. But the option of even making a dent in that whole system would be to collectively do some shit to disrupt it. And I'm not talking violence either. I can't fall into the conspiracy category because conspiracy is why a lot of niggas is in the feds. Don't play with that word. Conspiracy got a lot of niggas locked up. So the only thing that's stopping us is us. There's nobody in our way. There's no, don't listen to the fucking pundits, my niggas. There's nobody stopping you, nigga. There's nobody, nigga, you got Cash App, nigga. There's nobody, can you press one, nigga? There's nobody stopping you. You can make $1 million out of anything that you want, nigga. You got Cash App, right? Who the fuck is stopping you? Who? You niggas sound crazy. Technology has caught up. Shit that I've been talking about years ago. I said it in one of my lectures. There's gonna come a day and a time where 30,000 of us could pull out our phones and press one and then press send, and we will have $30,000 to spend on any fucking machine, any kind of product, anything that we want to change this motherfucker and turn it around overnight. Bro, I just was in a factory. I put it on my stories. You should follow me on Instagram because a lot of shit don't make it to YouTube. But goddamn it, every day is an adventure, okay? I showed it on my stories. I was in Santa Ana in California inside of a humongous factory that showed me how they make all over print design shit from fabric, cutting that shit from pattern all the way to sewing it to a whole shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, jogger pants, you name it. Nigga, I got to see behind the veils. I got to see some shit. Nigga, we need a big ass warehouse with those machines in it. By any means necessary. By any means necessary. I'm headed overseas to make a little China run. But I seen what I need to operate, function, to really turn this shit into a production. You gotta own your own machines. You have to have your own machines. That's the only thing stopping us. Niggas don't have a love affair with enough machines. And I'm not talking about Machine Gun Kelly. And I'm not talking about a machine gun either. And fuck your car. I'm not talking about that shit either. Nigga, I would spend $100,000 or $80,000 on a production machine before I would spend it on a fucking car that you're gonna be taking to the shop every now and then. Especially if you niggas is married. You ain't trying to get no new box. Nigga, you better drive a Volkswagen and invest the rest of that money into a machine that could produce something. Go and look at the show, How Is It Made? It don't matter what kind of fucking machine it is, nigga. Make something. Make hubcaps, make bottle tops, make a fucking make spoons, nigga. You make something. The machines are the ones that do it. Nigga, they talk about AI is taking over. You bird ass, the machines been took over. It's called the Industrial Revolution, nigga. The machines been took over. What the fuck is your microwave and your refrigerator? And that big ass TV that look like a fucking that look like a big fish tank in your living room, nigga. That's a machine. Yo, red pill, the AI is gonna take over. Nigga, it took over. You're talking to Siri like that's your friend. It's over. It's done. What you need to do is get on the production side of the motherfucking wave. You niggas, you want to be the surfer or you want to be the wave? You can't be both, nigga. Do you want to be Kirk Douglas, Point Break, nigga, or do you want to be the actual wave? I want to be the wave. I'm the fucking wave, my nigga. I'm not the surfer. I'm not the Silver Surfer, nigga. I'm the wave. So you gotta ride the wave, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta ride the wave. Don't ever get it fucked up. I never showed up as a surfer. For the record. Okay, let's just make, you know what I'm saying? For the record, let's be clear. I never showed up as a surfer. Always as the wave. Okay, Sue Surf. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Free the Wave. But yeah, it's all about productivity. Y'all want to talk big talk? You want to talk lamb talk, nigga? You want to really talk that cloth talk, nigga? Get you some machines. Holla at me. Get some machines. Go to businessesforsale.com. Go to motherfucking Alibaba. They selling mad machines. Go get you a 3D printer. Go get you. They're 3D printing cars right now. They're 3D printing motherfucking buildings. Go get you a 4D printer, a 3D printer. You know what I'm saying? Go get you the developer kit for the Oculus. Go learn virtual. Go learn augmented reality. Go learn code. All of that shit. Don't be a fucking poo butt. You know what I mean? Nigga, don't be a vagabond, nigga. Don't be a fucking derelict. Don't be analog in a digital world. Okay? Don't wear baggy clothes, you weird niggas. You know what I'm saying? Tighten up a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta tighten up until your shit look like you're a superhero. That's how tight we going. You know what I mean? Niggas clothes is gonna be so tight in the future, they're gonna look like Batman, nigga. They're gonna look like fucking Superman. They're gonna have guests is gonna come out with a goddamn a bat suit. You feel me? God damn it. The clothes can't get any tighter. But yeah, I gotta go though. I've been going too long. My Cash App ain't go off one time. That's crazy. It's all good though. California love, my niggas. You know what I'm saying? California love. We're gonna light this split. I gotta go in the balcony. You know what I'm talking about? But it's been special. Go and check out Blue Pill tomorrow. Don't miss out on that information. Don't miss out on that Ascension protocol. You know you want to be lit at the water cooler with some cloth. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm running around spitting that other shit, looking real crazy in these streets, but that's another story. But anyway, Cash App Phil Moreland, PhilMore. If you want to get the cloth, you see, want to get some of the cloth, go to the website, kingscounty.bigcartel.com. You know, coming back from LA, we got treats, got a lot of things, we got drip for sale. Shout out to my brother at the Caress Center. He hooked me up with this, 42 Laws in my eye. Gotta get back to him. But anyway, peace to the family, love and light. I'll holla. Melanin Monday.